Greetings and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nerissa and I'm a mom of 3 and I love talking about special needs. I love talking about autism. The reason being my son is on the autism spectrum. He's 12 years old. He's the middle child with an older brother and a little sister. Today, I want to talk about special needs children, special needs families, and church inclusion. That's what I want to talk about today. Because I've seen a pattern of, I don't know if I can say content creators or families of special needs children who are raising awareness. Job well done to you, guys. Very job well done to you. Today, I want to talk to people, to families who say, we are no longer going to church because church does not include our special needs child, our special needs bundle of joy. We don't feel included. People stare at us. People, church are not, they ask a lot of questions. This video is for you. I want you to know that I also had a problem in the past. So I hear you, I understand you. But let's talk about the way forward. So are we going to never go to church again? Because church was like that. And who is church? That is my second question. Who is church? Because if I understand very well, church is a group of people. What we call church is a group of people. But church, you as an individual, you are the church. You are the temple of the Holy Spirit. So if you are a Bible reading individual, you will understand that you as an individual, you represent the church. What we go to do on Sundays or Saturdays, depending on which day of the week you meet at your local church, what we do there is going to fellowship. But what is called church is a day-to-day thing. Your relationship with God is not supposed to be a Sunday basis church service. It's something that has to be happening every day. My question is, do you have your first church at home? Because when we talk about church, we are talking about that relationship, that time of sitting down, reading the Bible, praying. Do you do that as a family? That is my other question. Because if you do that in 6 days, you won't be bothered and you won't stop worshiping because of what happens on one day of the week. I'm done with asking. These are my suggestions, my presentations. Churches, sometimes they want to, what we call churches, what we say church, they don't include, they are staring, they ask you a lot of questions, they make nasty comments. Some of the people that we say they and label as church, do you know that even the church leaders don't know that those people are making such comments? Question number 1. Do you know that the people that you are saying they hate you, the church leaders of that very same church don't even know about that? So did you take it up to the leadership to let them know that this is what is happening? You didn't. I guess so. Number 2, the people you meet at church are just individuals like you. They don't represent church. They are just like you. I did a video recently about wounds, our emotional wounds, our physical wounds. Some of the people you are meeting at church are wounded. What frustrates us, what used to frustrate me as a special needs parent, is going to church expecting a room full of healed people. I think that is wrong. That's where our frustration starts. We go to church seeking perfection. I love the example that is always used to say, church is a hospital. Some are actually admitted there. Some are on medication, some are on antibiotics. Some are not responding to medication. And you meet them under that building. They step on your toe, you say, church stepped on my toe. Yet that person, their behavior doesn't even represent the mission statement of that particular church. Is it fair, though, to then say church did this? If you come to church, the church that has got maybe 50 plus people, and one person stares at you because your son is running around or is scheming, one person stares at you, and then you go around from January to December saying, I went to church and they stared at me. Is that fair? To use one person's behavior as a representation of the whole church, is it fair, guys? Let's talk. Is it fair? I don't think it's fair. So now that we have spoken that this is not fair to accuse an entire group of people, which you call church, based on the behavior of one or two or three people, then we paint the whole church bad. They were not understanding. They don't understand. They don't understand. Are you sure? Are you sure? This is what I think you should do. And I've done this, and I can tell you it works. When you go to church, manage your expectations. Number one, just know you are going to meet people that are also having struggles. Some of the people we are meeting there have more challenges than what you have. It's very selfish to think that you are the only person who have problems. It's very selfish. It's very selfish to think that you are the only one who should receive kindness from people. Even you should also give people kindness. You should treat others with kindness. That means even those who are behaving in an unkind way, you have to be kind to them. Remember, you are a believer. You are a Christian. So why are you going there with a judgmental expectation to say, if they don't do this, you're already going there, if they don't meet these standards, then they failed me as a church. I think we are setting our standards too high. What you can do at your local church, talk to the leaders. Introduce yourself and your family. Don't say they know my child has got special needs, but they still stay at him. No. So you want them to completely ignore your child. When he's walking this direction, everyone must look the other side. But everyone gets stared at in church. So only your son must not be stared at. Your daughter must not be stared at. Because he has got special needs. Otherwise, you call that churches are not being inclusive. Talk to the church leaders. Introduce yourself. Tell them about your child's challenges, your child's strengths as well. Tell them about the triggers. What triggers the sensory overload for your child? What helps them to regulate when they are dysregulated? Have those conversations. This is my son, Christopher. When we moved from Africa to come to the United Kingdom, the very first day we went to church, we introduced ourselves, made it very clear. From that day, that church knew that we have a special needs child. And they even noticed from the behavior. And when we were introducing ourselves, we made it very clear. And in our conversations, we don't think twice. We make sure he is part of the conversations. Because his life, his condition shapes our day-to-day lives. So we made sure that they understand what triggers. We made sure they understand that his risk of elopement, no sense of danger, also challenging behaviors in terms of being violent. and no body awareness. You could go to the opposite sex bathrooms. We explained all those things so that people can manage their expectations of our child and help us also to look after him. And that has worked. But in that same church, we still meet people who don't understand these conditions. So should we walk out of that church because there is one particular person who don't understand? I will give you an example. There's this very friendly lady. I shared this in our support group for special needs moms group. She loves my son, Christopher, but she doesn't understand his condition. And to him, Christopher is just one of those naughty boys who, when the pastor is preaching in front, he will be either rocking his feet, or he will be steaming, or because of echolalia, he will be repeating what the pastor would be saying. So to this friendly lady, this child is just naughty. He's always busy, either flapping his hands or walking up and down or what. I have stopped taking offense from people for things like that because I understand. I've already explained the majority understand my son's situation. Why should then I make sure, should I have a register that everyone who walks into that door understand my son? No, guys. No, ladies. No parents. We can do better than that. Let's manage our expectations and make them very realistic. If you have 50%, even 30% of people understanding your situation, you are set to go. You are set to enjoy your church service and go home. You don't need the 100 people to understand you. If I have 30% of the people in church understanding my son, I'm sorted. But I think our demands are just too much. Go back to those days when you did not understand autism yourself. Were you not staring at other people's children? Were you not saying, if this child comes to my house, I will deal with her? Were you not saying, akajaizwa? So, words are now because it's being done to you. It's being said to you. Some of these people are not cruel. They are actually just not informed, not educated. Use those opportunities for education. And your education, let it not be overwhelming, overbearing. Provide simple profiles like about me, where people learn about your child or about your family. Educate people in your church about what your family is. What is the most important thing about your family? We have a special needs member of the family. So when you are around us, please help us look after him. Then you will see everyone. The reason why church sit back when a child is having a meltdown, they don't even know what to do. It's not like they don't want to support you. They don't know. They don't know what even to do. It's like if you see a person requiring CPR and you've never been trained, you will not even attempt because you don't even know what to do. If you see somebody in a crisis and you don't know what to do, you will not even attempt to assist them. So my plea is just, let's be patient with churches. And let's remember, we are also churches ourselves. If you are a believer, a God-fearing person, let's spread love and let's encourage people to go to church, not discourage them. And when we are at church, let's educate those people. Let's educate them. Show them. It removes, because when you educate people, it removes guesswork and fear from people. They don't know whether they will make the situation worse if you don't educate them. That's why they don't help you. Then they look like they don't care. Offer education without overwhelming. Sometimes churches don't act because they feel unqualified. You could share information about the conditions that your child have. Offer to speak briefly about your lived experiences. They will give that. I remember in our very first year of joining our church, we were given the whole month of doing Bible study, explaining. And the following year, my eldest son wrote a book that is based on autism and his lived experiences as a sibling. We invited the church members. They were actively involved in that book launch event, and they bought that book. By reading that book, now they understand the family. Give them some more information about you and the struggles that you come across. You will see they will understand you. The people that you want them to be kind, they don't even know how to show kindness to you. They are not equipped. They are waiting for you to equip them, and you are already judging them. Even a short awareness talk can change the church culture at your local church. Suggest practical adjustments. Many accommodations, they cost nothing. Maybe a quiet corner or a sensory space if funds can permit. Allowing headphones, flexible seating, shorter participation expectations. Like my son, when he's in child evangelism, because they understand him, they know he can go sit there for 2 minutes and come back to the adult section. They understand him. If he wants to participate when others are doing memory verses, he will participate. If he doesn't want, they will not push him. By doing that, you are also helping your child thrive spiritually. You are also allowing them to grow and understand and practice their religious rights. So they can have visual schedules or a buddy system. Inclusion is always about flexibility. We want the church to be flexible, but as families, are we flexible when we are dealing with the church? Be honest about safety concerns that you have. Like where we go, our church doesn't have a juror wall. So I always mention that to the ushers, to everyone is aware. Communicate, guys. Some of your frustrations, if you think properly, if you are honest, you will realize you never told anyone. And you are addressing these things on social media. Your local church members are not even seeing your posts. So the corrections are never going to be done here. They are going to be done back there in the local church. How many people follow you on your page for them to make the corrections you are suggesting there? What if you just go to church and establish relationships? Be patient. If your child elopes and has medical needs or struggles with transitions, say that clearly at church. Church leaders appreciate transparency because it helps them prepare properly for your child. It helps them. Invite relationship, not just accommodation, inclusion. We want to be included. Are you establishing relationships so that they can include you as well? You want a take relationship. You don't want to give information. You don't want to give empowerment. You don't want to give awareness in that church. You want to give awareness on social media, but you want to see changes in the physical church. It's not fair. It's not fair. Because how many people are seeing your concerns? Go and talk to them and stop complaining about them. Go and talk to them and stop complaining about them. Encourage youth leaders learning your child's interests. Imagine having the youth leaders understanding your child, the music leaders, the music department, the praise and worship. I remember I had to join praise and worship. And sometimes my son will see me in front and wants to come there. And because now I have established a relationship with the praise and worship team, they understand him. But some of us, we want to go there, be treated like VIPs, and we want to be dishing instructions. This one, you must do this when you... At least join child evangelism in ministry. Go sit there and be one of the teachers. Because also, who do you want to be bossing around? Because at church, no one is being paid. Everyone is doing whatever they are doing at voluntary basis, especially in a church service. No one is being paid. Sunday school teachers or child evangelism teachers are not being paid for that. It's voluntary based. You could go also and volunteer to teach so that you help and empower the Sunday school teachers on what to do when they are making the decision. Sometimes we want policies to change, but we don't want to be part of the policy changers. And we expect to be dishing instructions and policies changing. It's not fair. Advocate, but also assess the capability of your local church. Don't make unrealistic demands. You are in a rural area, where I come from in Berengwa, where there is even no access to electricity. And you are demanding, maybe, you are demanding to have screens in the child's room. That's unrealistic. In the child evangelism room, you want a projector there. No, that's unrealistic. Let's be realistic. If after communication and education, there is still resistance, that's when you can then say, is this a church that truly want to include my child? Not to start by asking without equipping them with information. We can do better. We can do better. So now that we understand that we need to extend grace to church communities, in as much as we expect them to extend grace to us, connect with other families within that church. Make friendships. Establish friendships. Not only friendship that is based on you being understood. Also seek to understand other people. The fact that other families don't have special needs children doesn't make you a priority. Human beings are human beings. They are social beings. They want to feel seen, heard, and loved. So do not expect that it's just you who should be seen, loved, and heard. Also hear other people. Also see other people. Also love other people without an expectation. Because once you do that, you become more attached, you become more rooted, and you are establishing long-term relationship. And you have a community around you, a community of people that you know you can get support from, and also a community which you support as well. In conclusion, I want to encourage you to protect your emotional energy. Protect your energy. As a parent with a child with additional needs, you already carrying a lot on your shoulders. You are not responsible for educating every space, for educating everyone. You are not responsible, and you cannot even manage that. No matter how good you are, you will not be able to educate every individual that you come across, every space that you walk into. You will not be able to educate. And not everyone will want to hear what you are saying. Not everyone will be interested. Remember those days when you were not in this situation. You were not even paying attention to these issues of special needs. So you should protect your energy. Only the ones you choose to stay in then you must educate. If you chose not to stay in church, then you are not the right person to be educating churches from outside. Yes, I said that. The spaces which you want to make a change, make sure you are making change from within. You cannot make changes from outside. If you have failed to make changes while you are still there, never think your impact will be felt when you're no longer there. The gentle truth is churches don't become inclusive by accident or by threat, like what you are doing. They don't become inclusive by blame, by threats, by tarnishing the image. They become inclusive because you and me, we understand them the same way we expect them as churches to understand us. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I really appreciate. I would love to hear from you. Please do let me know what you think in the comment section. Remember to like, leave a comment, and subscribe and share. Please do share. I want to have this conversation going on, and I want to show you a book that my son wrote, Carer by Default. He wrote, and it's a book that he shared his lived experiences as a sibling to his little brother who is on the autism spectrum. Let me just show you the book so that you see how it looks. After that, see you in the next video. Thank you.